Shout out to Mike Gibbs for sending me this story. And this right here is going to prove something that Willie Deep said in his one of his previous videos. I can't remember which one, where he stated that these laws that these lawmakers come up with when it comes to especially giving protection to the police are nothing more than to make money. This story that I'm about to bring to you right here is going to prove to you without the shadow of a doubt that many of these police departments have nobody working for them besides legally hired and paid extortionists. So you see the picture right here. Of course, this says Police Department, City of New York, because this is coming out of New York. And this article was posted on November 14th from Newsweek. Wait till you hear what this says. Proposed law would let police arrest people who annoy first responders. I know there's a lot of dead air right there because I want y'all to really just grasp what I just said. It says proposed law would allow police to arrest people who annoy first responders. It says anyone who annoys, alarms, or threatens the personal safety of an officer. None of that could even happen, and they would still find a way to arrest them and hit them with some kind of a fine. Like I said, nothing more than legal hired paid extortionists. It reads, lawmakers in Monroe County, New York passed a measure on Tuesday that would allow police officers to arrest anybody who annoys, alarms, or threatens the personal safety of an officer. If convicted, the annoyer could face a fine of up to $5,000 and as long as a year in jail. This could merely mean that, say that they are arresting, like, this is used for our example. They're engaging in police brutality and they're arresting a black person. If you have people out there that are recording it or just like getting agitated, you know what you've seen in previous videos, then this would qualify under this new proposed law of them being a nuisance. So that's basically what they're going to fine and arrest them for, is for being a nuisance. That's not even worthy of getting a slap on the wrist, but they want to chalk this up to as what could look like damn near pretty much a felony. It's rapists that are roaming free right now, but you want to give a $5,000 fine and up to a year in jail to somebody who annoys you? That legally hired paid extortionists. The measure passed in a 17-10 vote. It will be sent to the county executive, who will take comments in a public hearing and then consider approving it. I hope that they turn this shit down, because that is a waste of taxpayers' money. Republican Carla Boyce, who supports the bill, told WROC, "This is about something I thought did the right thing to protect our law enforcement, EMS, and first responders." Democratic legislator Vince Felder had a different opinion, telling the station, "There are enough state laws on the book to protect police officers from assault, from harassment, and you really don't need this law. And I think it's just pandering to somebody." I would agree. Like I said, they have so many laws to give them so much protection because they have to put out this facade that police officers are these individuals who are in immense and intense danger. They like to peddle a stat that is not true, saying that they have the most dangerous job in America. Hell, let them tell it, the most dangerous job in the world. Yet, when you pull up any top 10 list of the most dangerous jobs in America, just in America, police officers is not even in the top 10. I don't even know where they rank even in the top 50. In response to the measure's passage, Iman Abid of the New York Civil Liberties Union released a statement that said members of the community have every right to challenge police officers, particularly those that engage in unnecessary behavior. At a time when more accountability of police departments is needed, this law takes us incredibly backwards. And the crazy thing is, they don't even need this law in the books. They still don't take this up. They still aren't held accountable in most part for their actions, even with this law. But this is just something to put on the books so it can be set in stone, so they can actually arrest and fine somebody for it. And we all know that the NYPD is one of the most corrupt departments in the establishment. So it doesn't surprise me that they are the first ones to propose this. But like I say, everything works like a domino effect. If this gets passed, look for departments like Baltimore, Chicago, and the LAPD and other places to start popping up with the same type of law. As written, the language of the measure seems unlikely to stand up to scrutiny under the First Amendment, which protects the right to free speech. The definition of an annoyance in particular is broad and hard to nail down. Several federal court cases have addressed the issue of a contempt of cop, with unanimous rulings saying that disrespecting or challenging police officers is protected speech. In June 2019, the U.S. Court of Appeals of the Eighth Circuit upheld a lower court ruling that Eric Rashawn Thurija, and I know I messed up his name, could sue Louisiana State Trooper Legarian Cross after being arrested for yelling "fuck you" out of his window at the officer. Cross, who was performing a traffic stop, left in pursuit of Rashawn and eventually booked him on charges of disorderly conduct. He then sued the officer in the sheriff's department. The officer claimed qualified immunity in the conduct of his position, but the appeals court disagreed and the case will move forward. And don't forget that qualified immunity. I think that was another topic I discussed a few videos back, which basically was saying how in that case it was in California where these cops were basically stealing drug money. And it was like a few $100,000 or something that was supposed to be evidence. But when they gave them that qualified immunity, they basically not only did not charge those officers for stealing that money, but they were able to keep it. Newly elected Monroe County Executive Adam Bello has other issues on his plate right now. Rochester First reports that Republicans in the county's legislature have introduced a measure called the Checks and Balances for Legislative Equality Act of 2019. The Cable Act would drastically reduce the powers of the county executive's office. Under the Cable Act, Bello will no longer be able to set county salaries or create new positions in county administration. In addition, his spending authority without legislative approval will be dropped to $5,000 from $20,000. Republicans introduced the measure just a week after Bello won the seat in a race against incumbent Cheryl Dinolfo. Her term ends in January, and she will be able to sign the bill into law before she leaves office. So it sounds to me like it's definitely going to happen. All I'm going to say is this. The people of New York, like my subscribers who live up there, y'all better watch out. And I'm glad that people sending me stuff like this, because this will not, I'm telling you, it will not go on mainstream media as a whole. There may be a local news story, but and even if it is, that's the only time they're going to really ever talk about it. But that's crazy. But like I said, let this pass, and it looked like it might because they said she can sign it into law. Many other places around this establishment are going to do the same exact thing. And like they said, it's too vague. It's too broad. It's not telling you what exactly it is. But listen, those of us in an intelligent society know exactly what they're talking about. And they keep saying that this is the point right here where I always say that those in law enforcement, especially those who look a certain way, have so much invincibility to the point where how in the hell do they think they're so threatened? But see, like I said, they got to build up all these laws to quote unquote protect them, to confuse the masses into tricking us that they have the most dangerous job, and they don't. Construction work ranks higher in dangerous jobs compared to police work. Being a truck driver ranks higher than being a police officer as far as a dangerous job. Hell, with these mass shooters, being a teacher or a school administrator is more dangerous than being a police officer nowadays, if you want to be honest. But like I said, they got to build this rhetoric and this narrative around them that they need to be protected and coddled. I'm like this. If you got to be that protected and that coddled in a position of a job, then maybe you need to go find another place to work. I swear, I think it's only the American police as a whole that falls into this category, because I never hear these type of stories happening overseas like that. Like, I think over in the UK, they don't even allow them to have a handgun. They just have a taser and a baton and some handcuffs and maybe a radio, and that's it. because the people over there fought back against their police unions and fought hard, and that's why they don't carry a handgun anymore. But over here, because that damn NRA is so strong, I doubt it would happen. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.